Friday, May 17th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Pretty warm day yesterday. In fact, it was fairly hot over toward the Sandhills and the coast. You had 90 degrees for a high in Fayetteville and up in Richmond and Elizabeth City. 91 in Wilmington and Jacksonville. A lot of 80s across the Piedmont, some 70s in the mountains yesterday. Right now, as I'm cutting this video, 5 a.m. hour on Friday morning, it's in the 60s across much of the foothills and the Piedmont over toward the coast. A little bit cooler in the mountains this morning. Boone checking in at 48, Asheville at 54. Around the region, 68 degrees back in Tupelo, Mississippi, 62 in Columbus, Ohio. Then you hit a frontal boundary. North of the front, a little bit cooler. Buffalo's at 46. Detroit at 50 and Boston at 56. That mild air extending back through much of the Plain States, too. Omaha sitting at 67 degrees. Now, radar is quiet around here for the time being, but you look off to the west of us, there are some areas of showers over parts of Tennessee and Kentucky, parts of Missouri, and then you get down to Mississippi and Alabama. The rain gets heavier at times, especially back toward the Mississippi River. A few thunderstorms involved there in western parts of Mississippi, around the Delta region, and parts of Arkansas as well. And really what we're looking at here is one piece of energy that's causing that activity moving our way. And this activity up in the high plains is along a cold front, which is also kind of sagging in our direction. So your two main weather players are that front approaching from the north, and that disturbance is over the lower Mississippi Valley. And those are going to combine forces to give us a pretty unsettled weekend ahead. Now again, today, you have that front beginning to drop into the region, and it'll be close enough today that I do think we'll see some scattered thunderstorms developing this afternoon, especially I-40 region and points north. But even in the southern Piedmont, there'll be a few thunderstorms around. It just looks like a setup here where as we get into the heating of the day, we will see some of these thunderstorms developing. You see that on Stormcast there. Now, over the weekend, that front will drop into the region and then stall out. And so that's going to be our big weather players. The weekend unfolds. So looks like a good coverage of some scattered showers and storms tomorrow, and it could be even a better coverage of rain and thunderstorms for Sunday. Check out the RPM totals. Now, this only runs through Sunday evening, but you get some big totals in parts of the Piedmont. In fact, it's printing out over 4.5 inches of rain in Greensboro. And again, take these exact amounts with a grain of salt, but it really does crank the rain. Let me show you the GFS. And this runs all the way through Monday evening, and it's probably more reasonable with a 1 to 2 inch type rain, some locally higher amounts. The European is in the same ballpark, although a little bit more generous with the rain totals than the GFS. So it does look like a pretty good rain event. Let me show you the HPC rain totals. There you go. Well, I should say WPC. Old habits are hard to break. The WPC now, that's again, their forecast for the 5-day rain totals. A lot of 1, 2+ inch totals of the Tennessee Valley and into parts of the Carolinas. Here's what's happening in the upper levels. You look back off to the west, and it's this little disturbance that's slowly moving our way. It'll be located in a favorable position here through the weekend. This is Saturday night. It'll be in a favorable position to help to pull moisture in, generate some lift, and cause some areas of showers and thunderstorms. This is what the European model looks like for tomorrow, for Saturday. Pretty good coverage of scattered showers and storms, and then an even better coverage probably on the way for Monday, or for for Sunday. Looks like a fairly wet Sunday all across the region. Now, as we get on into Monday, we begin to see the showers and storms decrease in coverage, although they'll still be with us. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we're probably mostly dry. That's Tuesday. There's Wednesday. And as we dry things out, the temperatures really crank as well. And I will mention this before I wrap up the video. There are some signs on both the GFS and the European of a pretty good little Canadian, actually a pretty strong Canadian high pressure building down from the Great Lakes into the eastern U.S. by Memorial Day weekend, the end of next week. And of course, it's really too late in the season for any freeze concerns or anything of the sort, but it does look like maybe a nice refreshing air mass in place at some point later on into the Memorial Day weekend, but that's a ways off. We'll see. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great weekend, and God bless.